So the question was, I'm concerned that we're overfitting ourselves for DataRobot, and I'm going to be useless if my employer doesn't use it. I've got a few things I want to say about that. First, yeah, we're absolutely leveraging and using DataRobot a lot in this class. No denying that. It's a big tool that we're covering, so you'll obviously deliver more value if you can use the tool you're familiar with. But DataRobot is not the only tool that works this way. And as we are transitioning to a world where AutoML, automated machine learning, becomes more and more prevalent, it is going to matter far less if you can handle or if you can make a decision tree, or if you know how they work, or if you can calculate a regression or run an a priori algorithm on your own. Then it matters if you can determine, so I've got a tool that gave me 10 different outputs, which one is the best? Or that it's going to say, well, I've got a toolbox that lets me run 100 different algorithms with one click, which ones should I click? Or, man, my data sucks. What can I do that doesn't involve collecting new data or just running monstrously hard on my computer algorithms to figure out? Those are issues that are going to continue to come up whether you're using DataRobot or not. Second, there is not a great all-purpose generalizable solution that is going to teach you how to use this at any organization. You are going to have different analytics suites depending on your company, depending on who their existing partners are, depending on what industry you're in, and a bunch of other things. So if you go into customer resource management, you're going to work a lot with Salesforce. Salesforce has an AutoML program and a bunch of other analytics programs under the umbrella of Einstein. That's their machine learning platform that they baked into Salesforce because they were worried about competition from all of the other AutoML that's out there, like IBM. Well, IBM has a lot of projects on it, but among others, things like Watson. At the start of the semester, I absolutely looked into, well, can I teach you guys Salesforce Einstein? Turns out there's actually a Salesforce rep in the business school that is basically just a liaison between us and them to help make sure that we get tools, training, software, sample data, seminars, all that stuff is available. Make sure to support the professors that do it, teach it, and students who need it for internships. And when looking into it and going through Einstein U, or whatever they call their training program, which, again, very cool, I realize how much of it is domain specific to CRM. How it goes into a ton of depth into a lot of things that matter if you're dealing with customers. And churn is almost always your target. But it goes into almost no depth or offers no options at all for some other very real and very important things that just don't happen to show up in that domain. So I'm using DataRobot because trying to go for a more specific tool or a more specific suite will train you guys to be good at that suite no matter what the suite is. And I figure if I'm going to be teaching you one specific tool, I might as well teach you a cool one that gives us a lot of support, that is very forward thinking, and we have a relationship with. In terms of Kai is working with them to write a textbook on it. They approached us early on. We worked with stuff I don't know how much you've heard about the other class, but Dr. Ergel has had some problems getting Alteryx to do some of the things he wants to cover. But that has never been a problem with DataRobot because, well, you just say, so, hey, did you guys fix this, or could you add this new feature for us? Or it's like, why can't we do this? And, you know, even if they can't, like, immediately right away implement it, they tend to be pretty good about giving us help figuring it out. So we've got lots of support, we've got lots of other things, and any tool is going to be learning the tool. I try and convey the concept, I try and convey the bigger ideas and bigger picture, but I'm not diving into the same depth that I would. And I guess like the big alternative, and this is kind of the third thing I want to bring up, the big alternative to covering all of this stuff, the way Dr. Ergel is I am not fighting my way to try and teach you guys to be programmers in the very beginning. Or going from how can you hack 2 weeks or a month of the course into learning R and learning, like, there are tools like R and Weka and the Pandas library in Python that can all handle and do a lot of this stuff. And if my goal was to make sure you guys could write code and scripts so that you could generate a decision tree from raw data using nothing but free tools you get off the internet, I certainly could. That could be something we cover and go over in the course. But I suspect that that's not really going to be useful to you guys from the perspective of wherever you go is going to have some sort of platform, or they're hiring you to help implement an analytics platform or something along those lines. So it's not going to be, I sort of kind of know how to cludge together a few things in this one language, and oh, it's not the one you do. That doesn't leave you any better off than if I just taught you Data Robot. But there are a lot of weird and tricky and difficult things about learning to program for the first time, or learning to program without much of a background, that become, we're spending a lot of time figuring out how to get a compiler working, or how to install a program, or how a for loop works, or what a semicolon does, or other little things like that that come up when you're first starting to program that aren't really related to the big ideas I'm trying to get across. And because they aren't connected to those big ideas, that means I'm not spending time on some of the bigger picture things that I would want to cover in this course. And since I honestly do believe that this automated machine learning is a huge world-changing thing that 5-10 years from now is going to be the thrust of all of your jobs, I would rather get you ahead on that than bring you to mediocre at something that's going to be less important. I guess that's not saying the other approaches are wrong, or that there isn't value in learning R. I strongly encourage you to go learn R and learn Pandas and play around with something like Orange, or Weka is an amazing tool. It's an open source machine learning platform that like, you can get up anywhere. It's great. It's not terrible to use. It was the first one that wasn't terrible to use, which makes it good. So it's got a very long support base, so a lot of people use it. And like, it would be great, and you should learn those. That will make you more valuable to your organization and make you more competitive on the market. But I don't have time in this course to teach you that and the other stuff.